Welcome, everybody. John Zager, johnzager.com. How's everybody doing today? Good, 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 good. Overcast. Looks like it could rain, but I don't know. There's supposed to be that monsoon moving up, but I think it stayed west of the eastern slope. So, I don't know. Maybe it'll rain today. It's supposed to be lower in temperature. I think it's supposed to be low 80s. Yesterday was high 80s, and it's cooling off a little bit. Not much, but it is cooling off. Decaffeinated coffee. Um, Boy, that's good. Tastes like coffee. Doesn't exactly wake me up, but tastes like coffee. So I want to do a quick YouTube. Yesterday was an eventful day, to say the least, of which I'm not going to completely talk about. But I do want to talk a little bit about a weakened America. There's a subtitle to that, and that would be something like the indecency of a weakened American youth. I'm serious about that. I am serious about that. Yesterday, I ran into and encountered, not the first time, that's why I'm bringing this up, that the kids today, I don't know, I guess it'd be maybe junior high, high school, right? They're a bunch of wimps. They have no backbone. They are fearful. They are anxious. They run rather than deal with a situation. They have no programming of strength, intellectually, emotionally, or for that matter, physically. I mean, all the guys are basically girls. I don't care if you parents get upset. I don't give a flippin' whatever if you get upset. Your kids are lousy. They've been brought up terribly. They have no backbone. The boys are not boys. They're not males. They're an imitation takeoff from something that I don't recognize. Makes you wonder how come the world's in the situation it is. It's because of the parents. Let's get down to it. I've been doing psychology for over 50 years. Screw you. You're raising your kids wrong. You're making the wrong decisions politically as an adult. You're not taking care of America. You're not taking care of American values. You're not taking care of the next generation that's supposed to come up. It's disgusting. It's despicable. Why don't you parents just give your kids to somebody who can raise them properly? Here's an example. You all want to have an example, and nobody's going to comment anyway, so what do I care? Go to McDonald's and just sit in McDonald's for a little while, and the teenage kids will start coming in, right? Well, number one, you're not going to be able to tell the males from the females. Number two, this is very important. The females are stronger than the males. Physically, emotionally, intellectually. All you have to do is sit in McDonald's and watch the interaction. Rather than be mad at me, Mom, rather than holler at me, rather than send unplorable, ridiculous comments to me, why don't you go to McDonald's and watch the kids? I'm 100% accurate. Everybody's got a back in my day story, right? Well, back in my day, it wasn't like it is today. The boys were boys, the girls were girls. There were certain things that females did, certain things that males did. There were certain ways you act, certain ways you don't act. You don't have your own private attorney to sue your parents or sue somebody. You don't have the rights to call the police on people. You're a kid. Go be a kid. You should not be watching those stupid games on your phone. No kid should have a phone. You should not have a phone as a young teenager. There's no reason for it. I watch families come in with their little kids. I guess that would be grade school or something. They're just little kids. And they've got a cell phone. And they're sitting with their mom and their dad and their brother or sister or whoever. And they're playing video games, not interacting with their family. I guess that's what you want, Mom, right? You don't want to have any intellectual conversation with your child. Lord forbid you might have to answer a tough question about life and growing up. When the little kid decides he or she is having an issue in relationships, you don't want to be there to answer that kind of question because you're inadequate to do it anyway. That's clear. That's understood. All we have to do is go to McDonald's and watch you try or attempt to try to interact with your child. You don't know how. You have no clue how. It's because your programming that you got from your mom and dad was screwed up in the beginning and they were screwed up. I suppose I could go on further and give very clear examples, but everyone out there listening knows the examples and have seen everything that I'm talking about. I do not lie. I am not making anything up. I'm not. Everybody listening to this has been to McDonald's. That's an example. Go to any fast food place where the kids congregate and just sit there and watch. Just watch. These kids need help. They need help. They need guidance. They need a program that's strong. Our political system is in disarray and being taken apart. In other countries, see us as solely able to be overthrown because of what? Because of the collective consciousness in America. If you've been listening to me even a little tiny bit, you know that. The world runs the way it runs because of collective consciousness. What is collective consciousness now? Well, it's how everybody thinks collectively. It goes into a field, right, that controls all the energy, which is the people, okay? Energy equals people. You know, this isn't Newtonian physics where you think you're at. People are not, matter. They're not physical matter. You need to go back and get educated. People are not educated. Einstein's quote, I just support 100%. How does that go? There's two things that are certain: the universe and the stupidity of people. This is a genius, Einstein. You may not like him, but he did an awful lot of incredible things in the area of quantum mechanics. And the one thing I'm not certain about is the universe, which is saying he was so certain of the stupidity that people have. I'm disgusted. I really want to get out of this whole world of not do anything negative, just relocate to a place that's more isolated and away from all you goofy mofos raising your ridiculous attempts at males. I just want to go somewhere. I woke up this morning thinking, it's coming up on winter. I'm sort of a snowbird, so I'm going to leave somewhere. And where can I go where there's going to be no stupid kids with even more ridiculous and stupid parents? I don't want to be where any of that is going on. There's gyms around, and I, for the most part, have always worked out in gyms where there's younger people, right? I switched. I went to where more adults are, one, and where seniors. The kids at the gym today are not there to be at the gym. They're there to, for the males to not intimidate, but try to copy how the girls act. They can't lift weights. They have no strength. They have no physical physique. The girls actually are stronger when you watch both sexes, teenagers, do their weight lifting, right? The girls always nowadays outlift the boys. I mean, it's been embarrassing when there's male bodybuilders that can't lift what the females lift. Now, that's not saying the females are trying to be males and build up. They just want to be healthy. The second part of that whole scenario has to do with your emotional and intellectual abilities. And the girls, clearly, they always have been brighter and smarter, it seems like. Emotionally, they're pretty much more stable than, boy, am I trying to hold back words that I want to use. It's disgusting even to go to a gym and watch teenage boys. They have no clue. When they go in to take a shower, right? I've been in gyms my whole life. I've been in professional sports my whole life. I've been around professional athletes in locker rooms my whole life, right? These girls, boys, I think they call them boys, are so embarrassed of their bodies. I see some of them even wearing their clothes right up to before they take a shower, and as soon as they get out, they put their clothes right back on with barely even. I mean, males in a male locker room take showers, and they dry off, and then they take care of themselves and go ahead and put their clothes on and get ready and leave. That's the way it's always been done. These kids today, the males that think they're females, will not undress in a men's locker room. They come in with their fathers. This is even more sickening and disgusting. And they won't even undress in front of their fathers in a male locker room with him present. What does that say for dad? What does that say for dad? So, I've worked in psychology, clinical psychology, and neuroscience 68 or 69, I guess, the fall of one of those 2 years, and to the present time. I might have the ability to observe what's appropriate and what's not appropriate for, I don't know, male teenage boys, I guess. And you can't call them male teenage boys anymore. The world, the crisis that we're in, is going to get worse. It is going to get worse. I don't think we're going to have a trade center thing, but we're going to have something worse than a trade center event. People are going to get hurt. People are going to die. Biden. And I don't know who that vice president is. I was reading this morning that they're both being impeached. You know, you don't have to impeach just Biden. You can impeach, you know, his vice president. And Pelosi as well. You know, those people are no longer based on the liberal media that used to be on their side is no longer on their side. Conservative people are obviously on the conservative side. It's a tough world. It's going to get tougher. And what you just produced and the program you just put in that little guy is going to destroy him in a few years. These are my thoughts based on my observation, based on my 50 plus years of doing this. Makes me mad. Makes me really, really mad. It's a continuation to destroy, socialize, and make this country communist. Those kids, those teenage boys are going to follow suit of every single thing. You want me to be in quarantine again and stay in my house, and you want me to wear 2 masks, and I mean all that ridiculous stuff that the government's trying to pass out, you know, to people in America. The kids are doing it, you know. Little kids going to grade school needing to wear a mask. Anyway, so be as mad as you want. I want you to be mad, Mom. Lord forbid, I hope I'm not talking to Dad. Probably am. I want you to be mad. Send your comments if you want. I probably won't even read them, because I'm not going to waste my time. I already know what the parents are like today. I already know that as a fact. I know that. Here's another last minute I want to comment on. If you want to see how ridiculous the world has become, go to a booking station, a police station where they book people. Is that what they call that? And then go down and walk through the cells. You know, sometimes they'll escort you just so you can observe. You know, I'm not sure if that's everywhere, but some places they will. And look at the prisoners. Look at the prisoners. You know how in the past you would see these mean looking bruisers, and stripes and, gruff and all that kind of stuff? They're a bunch of wimps that are the prisoners now. They're skinny, frail, scared of their own shadow, abide by every single thing the guards tell them to do. I mean, they're eating these ridiculous sack food lunches and dinners that I don't think that's food they're eating, but it's terrible. And here's the last comment. What do you call those people? Guards that do all the booking and put you in the little cell or whatever? And the police officers. I even have included in my research to study the police, sheriff's department, whatever have you, right? They are so scared of getting sued. They do everything politely and well, I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit if I could. Would that be all right if I could talk to you for a little bit? We're not trained in how I ask this question. I actually asked this question one time to a policeman. I don't know where he was at. And I said, are you trained in mental health people? Who are the most difficult people you have to deal with? Well, the homeless mental health people. Oh, okay. Well, you're trained in how to deal with personality disordered people, psychotic people. Yeah? How much training do you get? Well, we're not really trained in that, but there's a social worker. What? Well, there's a social worker, and sometimes we can call her and she'll come out, but she's not always available, and then we have to kind of wing it. That's the police department, you guys. That's the police department. I used to be 100%, 110% behind the police department and the sheriff's department. Used to be. Now they protect each other. They cover each person up. If the media is listening to me, contact me. I'll turn you on to stories on top of stories on protecting the corrupt cops that are in the system. I have very specific, accurate information about that. I've done research in that area, and I found corrupt cops, and I found other cops protecting them. Maybe that whole thought of, what did they call that? Not funding the police, I guess is what they were calling it. Maybe some of that. I'm not sure. I haven't thought this out clearly yet. But maybe some of that needs to happen. Maybe that whole system needs to be cleaned up. Think about it, you guys. Think about it. Don't just let them force stuff down your throat. Think about it. You put Biden and that, I'm having to watch my words. You put Biden and that administration in a position that they're not capable of doing. Not capable of doing. I don't need to defend that. Just open your eyes and let yourself hear the atrocities that are going on. Go out and investigate your police department and sheriff's department. Go to their department. Go to their headquarters. Go to wherever the hell they house themselves. And tell them you want to ride along. Not just one time, but for a week or 10 days in different shifts. and watch the corruption in the police and the sheriff's department and how they protect dirty cops. I've been there. I've done it. I know it. I'm not speaking from make believe. Maybe they need to be unfunded a little until it can get cleaned up. And then you look at the teenage boys and you just wonder what's going on. If you guys are not hearing what I'm saying, go out there and do it yourself. Do your own research. We're going down the tube, and we're going down the tube fast. And there needs to be some strong people in political positions that can make decisions that are healthy for our kids, for the education they're getting. Lord forbid, don't call that education that they go to every day. It's called brainwashing. There needs to be strong leaders that can make decisions regarding the police and the sheriffs and what they're doing and what's right and what's wrong. An objective opinion. Boy, don't throw rocks at me, you guys. Don't throw rocks at me until you go out and do what I've done. Don't. I don't see, last comment, I don't see anyone writing a blog or voicing an opinion about what's wrong in our country and why. You have every right, as I have every right, to comment on my research. It's mine. And it's not wrong. I'm encouraging you all. Before you throw rocks at me, go look for yourself. And then comment. Get yourself involved in government. If it's the school board, if it's the police, I don't know, maybe they have civilian people involved in their committees or something, or the sheriffs, or the fire departments. Speak up. Speak up. It is clear that you have a lack of education and training, and the result is obvious. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to y'all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.